How you going? It's Lee from Outback Fencing here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to install one of our PVC fences. So what you want to do first is run your string line along the length where you want the fence. Generally what I like to do is to run the string line to the bottom rail of a full privacy fence or a semi-privacy fence. When you're doing a post and rail fence, you can't really do that. But yeah, so I like to run my string line and make sure that that's all nice and level. And what we've got here as well, with all of our PVC fences, the post and rail, full privacy and the semi-privacy, it works out to be 2450 centres. So I've cut this rail at 2450. So basically what you do is lay this down and work out where your first post's going to be. And I just like to use a bit of paint to mark out where the posts are going to go. And obviously if you've got two of these rails, you just keep continuing along the length of the boundary to work out all your panel where your holes are going to go. Okay, so this is our post and rail 3-rail pack. So obviously what comes in a 3-rail pack is 3 rails, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Then you just need to work out what type of post you need off our website and you're good to go. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to dig our holes. Now with a PVC fence, I generally say a 250 by 250 or even 300 by 300 hole, depending on how hardcore you want to go, and approximately 600 to 700 mil deep. Now I've got some double-handed shovels here, they're pretty good. If you've got an auger, a motorised auger, even better. But yeah, so basically we're just going to dig these holes and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so what I like to do, we've set up our string line. Now what we're going to do is mark our posts at 1350 for the 3-rail post. So I'm going to mark that at 1350. That way you know that the string line's level and you've got this mark on the post, and basically when you're concreting and setting in these posts, you get it down to that mark. Now what you also want to do is find the centre of the post and put a little mark as well, and that will help you with your rail when you're marking out the centre of your posts and concreting them in, that your posts are in the right spot when you're setting them in. So these posts are 127. So I reckon it's going to be somewhere between 63, is that right, Zach? Yeah, 63.5 or something like that. And just put a little mark there for the centre. Easy. Alright, so we've got our one-way post, which has got your slot holes on the one side and nothing on this side, and this is the first post. This is our first post that we're going to start with because we don't plan on continuing the fence in that direction. So basically get this right and sort of hold that, and like a pendulum just let it drop and find its level, and just slide that down into the concrete. Now for the purpose of this video, we're not going to concrete this in, but you must, when you're installing this, you must put the concrete in to the hole to make sure it's sturdy. Filling it around with dirt is just not going to be good enough. So basically you get this down to that string line mark and then you're all set to go. Alright, so we've got our first post in, we've concreted that in and made sure it's all nice and level. Now what you want to do is get your spacer and line that up with that little mark which is the centre of your post. Then what you want to do is get this post and line it up with the spacer and drop that in to the mark. And again, just make sure that's all nice and level and in the right spot according to your string line, and then concrete around that and you're good to go. Right, so now that you've got both your posts concreted in, what you want to do next is put in your 3 rails. This is the easy bit and it goes in pretty quick. So if you want to come and have a look over here, Zach. I'm going to get that bottom one in first and give that a little push. And that slots in there. And then you come over to the other end. Slot that in there. Alright, well there you have it, our post and rail PVC fence with the 3 rails. As you can see in the installation video, there was a fair bit of flex and movement in these posts. That's just because, for the sake of this installation video, we haven't concreted our posts in, so obviously they're not set hard in concrete. But you want to make sure that your posts are set in concrete, and they'll be a lot sturdier than what ours look like on this installation video. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward, and all you need to do next is put on some slimline caps or our English style caps just to finish off the 3 rail fence.